Welcome to PROUT Study Circle Program. This video is intended for PROUT Study in the Philippines. Our today's topic on Session 1 is about the introduction to PROUT and its Basic Study Circle Program. The PROUT Basic Study Circle Program includes 6 modules. 1. Introduction to PROUT. 2. Poverty and the significance of PROUT. 3. Moral values for personal and social transformation. 4. The social cycle, interpretation of history and the dynamics of collective psychology. 5. Understanding the spirit of society and human progress. 6. The thought of Sadvipras, enlightened leaders. What is PROUT? PROUT is an acronym for Progressive Utilization Theory, a socio-economic philosophy synthesizing human nature's physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions propounded by Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar in 1959. PROUT's goal is to guide the evolution of a truly progressive human society. PROUT is an alternative to the outmoded capitalist and communist socio-economic paradigms. PROUT seeks a harmonious balance between economic growth, social development, environmental sustainability, and individual and collective interests. Combining the wisdom of spirituality with a universal outlook and the struggle for self-reliance, PROUTist thinkers and activists are creating a new civilization discourse and planting the seeds for a new way of living. A few basic tenets of PROUT are: spirituality and progress. Human beings are on an evolutionary path toward realizing their higher consciousness. True progress is movement that leads to self-realization and spiritual qualities such as compassion and love for all beings. Material or intellectual gains do not necessarily constitute progress unless they contribute to deeper, spiritual well-being. The progressive orientation of society is maintained by making continual adjustments in the use of physical resources and mental potentialities in accordance with spiritual and neo-humanistic values. Human beings are encouraged to construct economic and social institutions to facilitate the attainment of our highest potentialities. Economic democracy. Political democracy and economic democracy are mutually inclusive. PROUT advocates economic democracy based on local economic planning, cooperatively managed businesses, local governmental control of natural resources and key industries, and socially agreed upon limits on the individual accumulation of wealth. By decentralizing the economy and making sure decision-making is in the hands of local people, we can ensure the adequate availability of food, shelter, clothing, health care, and education for all. A decentralized economy can better ensure that the ecological systems of the earth are not exploited beyond their capacity. Environmental stewardship is a requisite for people who are dependent upon these systems for their own survival and well-being. Basic necessities guaranteed to all. The basic necessities of life must be a constitutional birthright of all members of society. People cannot attain their highest human potential if they lack food, shelter, clothing, health care, and education. Meaningful employment with a living wage must be planned to ensure adequate purchasing capacity for all basic necessities. The standard of guaranteed minimum necessities should advance with increases in the economy's productive capacity. Leadership. For a benevolent society, it is essential that leaders are morally principled and dedicated to serving society as part of their personal progress. Authority should not be centered in the hands of individuals, but should be expressed through collective leadership. The viability of political democracy rests on an electorate possessing 3 factors. 1. Education. 2. Socioeconomic consciousness. 3. Ethical integrity. Freedom. Individuals should have complete freedom to acquire and express their ideas, creative potential and inner aspirations. Such intellectual and spiritual freedom will strengthen the collectivity. Restrictions should only be placed on actions clearly detrimental to the welfare of others. Constraints need to be placed on the accumulation of physical wealth, as excessive accumulation by a few results in the deprivation of many. Cultural diversity. In the spirit of universal fellowship, PROUT encourages the protection and cultivation of local culture, language, history, and tradition. For social justice and a healthy social order, individual and cultural diversity must be accepted and encouraged. Women's rights. PROUT encourages opposition to all forms of violence and exploitation used in the suppression of women. PROUT's goal is coordinated cooperation with equal rights between men and women. PROUT seeks the economic, social, and spiritual empowerment of women throughout the world. Science and technology. Scientific knowledge and technology are potential assets to humanity. Through their proper use, the physical hardships of life decrease and knowledge regarding the secrets of life is attained. Time is freed for cultural and spiritual pursuits. However, the development and utilization of scientific knowledge must come under the guidance of spiritual and neo-humanist values and ethical leadership. Without this, technology is often abused by profiteers and the power-hungry, resulting in destruction and exploitation. World government. PROUT supports the creation of a world governance system having a global Bill of Rights, global constitution and common penal code in order to guarantee the fundamental rights of all individuals and nations, and to settle regional and international disputes. As the global economy becomes decentralized, it will be advantageous to also have a global political system. This PROUT study guide is intended to provide an introduction to Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar's philosophy of spiritual humanism, which he called neo-humanism, and the political economic theory of PROUT, which addresses the practical application of this value system. This introductory video materials has been presented in a form of a study guide because our objectives is to do more than share ideas. We want to create organizational cadre who will work to lay the groundwork for a new era in human society. We encourage the formation of PROUT study circles to study the requirements of benevolent society. It cannot be created by merely mounting philosophy. It requires that we first transform ourselves. This is accomplished through spiritual practices and by studying and working together for the greater good. We put meaning into our lives.